This video is about how to download SIDLAB. When you first go to the SIDLAB website, which is sidlab.se, you will come up with this screen on which you see a number of tabs across the top. One of those tabs is Download, so you would click on that tab and it will take you to this screen which talks about how to download different versions. The first link is for downloading SIDLAB as a single user. The second link is for downloading SIDLAB with a floating network license. So you would use this tab if you were, for example, a network administrator at your institution. Notice also that there is a discussion about trying out SIDLAB. You can try SIDLAB for 30 days for free with a trial license. The only thing you cannot do with that fully functional version is to save files. This is strictly for evaluation purposes and should not be used on any particular projects that you are working on. So clicking on the single user link brings up this screen, and it shows that if you have a 32-bit platform, you need to contact SIDLAB directly. But if you have the more common 64-bit platform, you first need to download MATLAB Runtime Engine and then the SIDLAB installation file. At this point, you don't need activation codes or anything. You're simply downloading software. If you're running SIDLAB acquisition, this is not the modeling portion, but the data acquisition module of SIDLAB, you would have to go to these two links to download LabVIEW device driver and also CVI Lab Windows. Now advancing to step 2, SIDLAB installation will ask you for a number of things. It'll give you a welcome screen, it'll give you a license agreement that you have to accept, and it will ask you to choose an installation folder. You cannot put SIDLAB into the program folder, but it should have its own folder. Advancing to step 3, you get this screen. So once SIDLAB is installed with all the needed programs and you try to run it, at that point it asks you for the license request. So you fill in your name, you fill in your organization, your country, your phone number, and your email, and then you send in for the activation request number. Now, once you've done that, within 24 hours, back in your email should come an activation code. At that point, you would click on the Have License tab, and then you would cut and paste that code into this space here, and then you would activate with this Activate button. And at that point, SIDLAB should be running. If you have a floating network license, you do a similar thing, except that you'll have used this floating network license tab, and then you have to supply additional information, which is your host IP and your host port number. And again, you would press the Activate button. This ends the tutorial on how to download SIDLAB.